Boys, I'm going to be going over how to dominate a niche reselling edition. So, riches are in the niches, boys. If you want to succeed in reselling big time, get the big bucks, you got to start niching down into a specific product which you can focus on and make bank from. Let's get into it, boys. Now, firstly, before we get into the content, I just want to say I have a free reselling course that's in the process of being created with over 60 modules on my Discord. I would be greatly appreciated if you join the Discord and had a look. There'll be other AI model method videos up there soon, reselling links to different products, and other money-making methods soon to come. My most recent video I put up there is I'm a degenerate. If you're a degenerate and need money fast, you need it ASAP, and you want to make coin, head over on that link, boys. It's going to be down first link below in the description. That's enough of me advertising, lads. Let's get straight into the thing. And thank you to the people who have joined in the last 24 hours. Okay, so it's important before we start niching down that we start broad and learn our trade. So this is a more intermediate/advanced method for resellers. So before starting focusing on a particular niche or product, it's important to broaden the sales. You do for two reasons. So number one is learning sales skills, and number two is to see what works for you and in your area. So obviously products are going to differ from country to country. I've had some different lads in the Discord from a lot of different countries, like America, Australia, and Portugal, just off the top of my head. So three very different countries. So different products are going to suit better for each country. So it's important to find out what's hot in your area. Anyway, moving on. So what is a niche? A lot of you might not have heard what a niche is before, especially if you're not new to business, for example. So a niche is a specific demographic that you favor to. E.g., I cater to young entrepreneurs looking to make money on the side. So this YouTube video is catered to the niche of young entrepreneurs who want to make a bit of side hustle money. And as you can see over here, we've got our niche sort of diagram. So minimal competition, strong market demand, solves a practical need, high potential for profit, and professionally and personally satisfying, and that is your niche right there. So when reselling, we can choose extremely niche products to resell, e.g. Oakley snow goggles, which is for like snowboarders and skiers. It is suiting a particular niche. It is not for everyone. No one is going to be walking down the street in the city wearing snow goggles. Moving on. So why focus on a niche and reselling? So as we can see, we've got our little quote, riches are in the niches. So by finding a specific niche, your overall competition is lowered, which is good for us. So this becomes especially handy when that same niche has high demand. And as we know, high demand and low competition equals big sales and big profits for us. So that's what we want. Moving on. So the framework for finding a winning niche, which is developed by Alex Hormozy, which shout out to him. I mentioned him a lot in the last few videos, but he's a great entrepreneur and I recommend you go check him out. You're welcome, Alex, buddy. I'll talk to you on Friday, right? So we've got indicators of a good market. Pain. So we want pain points for our customers. Our product needs to solve a genuine problem or a pain point for a customer. For example, AirPods help people listen to music. And yeah, that's basically the problem that they solve. They're not just there for cool accessories. They're actually there to solve a problem like everything. These scissors are here to cut pieces of paper. This speaker is to play music. This pen is to write things down. This light is so I can blind you. No, that light is so I can have a clear picture of myself. Okay, number two is purchasing power. We need our buyers to have money. If our buyers don't have money, then how are they going to pay for our product? So we need to target a niche or a demographic that actually has money. And I'll get to that in a moment. Easy to target. I'll mention that this is especially easy for us resellers. All we have to do is just post our stuff on eBay and Facebook Marketplace. We don't have to do any type of special advertising to get clients unless we really want to go out of the way and make big coin. We don't have to do anything apart from listing our items online. And number three is a growing niche. We need our thing to be in a growing market. We can't be selling newspapers in 2024 because it is a declining market and we have access to digital stuff nowadays. So like fax machines, that would be an example of something. That would be like a bad offer to sell. Um, and yeah, you can figure that out for yourself, boys. And that's also a pretty easy one in terms of reselling. And we'll get to like dying brands, etc. For streetwear in like 2024, for example, soon. Anyway, so number one is pain. So, does the product you're choosing solve a particular problem or pain of the person buying? So, as I've already alluded to, AirPods equals listening to music. You can listen to music through AirPods. That is the pain it alleviates. Most products you will see fit this criteria, as fundamentally all products are created to solve some type of problem. Now, when we sell clothes and shoes, for example, they are also fundamentally a pain point. We need shoes to wear so we don't blister our feet. We don't really think about that during the rush of the day or whatever. It's generally not on the forefront of our minds. But if we truly think about it, we wear shoes so our feet don't get dirty and covered in whatever, in dirt. And so we don't get blisters and whatever. So we keep our feet protected. We've got to be wearing clothes so we're not getting charged by the police. But there's also a different type of pain point when associated with brands, which we'll discuss now. So, pain points reselling, clothes and brands in particular. So, I like to divvy up reps into two categories. So, there's function reps and there's status reps. So, status reps. So, the pains associated with function reps are associated with actual functionality. The person needs the product to work. And what I mean by that is AirPods. If we were selling AirPods that looked like real AirPods but didn't function correctly, that would be shit. The person would not want that. The reason why the person wants that item in particular is for the actual function. They don't want it just for the brand. Even though that might play a factor, that's not the primary motive behind buying it. Same with this Sony speaker. The primary motive behind it is to play music. The brand just comes second to that because they know the brand is high quality. Same with Apple iPhones. We need them to function. The brand just comes with that. And status reps. Status reps are a little bit different. So pains. So they aren't generally associated with functionality, more with wanting to perceive an aura of wealth and high status. So, right here I have an Aldi bag. An Aldi bag, fellas. Now, that bag's functionality is to hold things. And a Gucci bag's function is to hold things too. However, why is this Aldi bag $1 and the Gucci bag $2,000? Well, you could say the Gucci bag's leather, it looks fancier, it's not as flimsy, but realistically, that Gucci bag probably cost about what, like $100 to make, maximum $100 to make, but it's $2,000. The reason why people buy these high-end brands is to solve the pain of their own ego. They want to feel like high-status individuals and perceive this aura of wealth and class. And that's exactly why people want these high-end brands. And generally, you'll find that people cannot afford these high-end brands, such as $2,000 Gucci bags, so they'll turn to reps to try to perceive the same amount of class and wealth and status without having to pull out the premium dollars. Moving on. So, I hope you understood the first point, pains, and the different types of pains there are with reselling associated with different products. So, number 2 is purchasing power, aka we have to target people who will have money. As you can see here, I've got a picture of a TN. Are you wondering why that is the case? If you're from Australia, you will know what TNs are. They are basically status symbols of the echés or whatever. So TNs are one of the most popular shoes in Australia with very high demand. Number 1 of our reselling equation, that's good. However, very common with lower socioeconomic areas, i.e. crackheads who spend all their money on drugs. If we're selling TNs and the boys who want them are spending all their money on drugs, then they're not going to buy the TNs, are they? That's just simple. So we have to keep that in mind when we're selling. Don't sell items to people that are going to have not a lot of money. Moving on. Easy to target. So this is the easiest out of the 4 to fulfill, I would say, in terms of reselling. So apps like Marketplace help integrate all buyers onto one platform. Same with eBay. We can access worldwide sellers. We can access over 8 billion people who want to, or who can see our product, not want to buy our product, but who can see our product. which is great. So, for example, if you want to sell cologne, there are plenty of cologne savants on FBM, so Facebook Marketplace, along with every other niche. So, if you wanted to niche down, say just sell speakers, you just wanted to sell speakers to people, it's quite a broad niche. But if you wanted to just sell speakers, there'd be plenty of people out there who would be wanting speakers on Marketplace. So, that's a quick tip for you. Make sure it's easy to target. So, don't just basically sell on eBay and Facebook Marketplace and you'll be fine. You'll find a buyer. Now, growing market. And as you can see here, we've got RIP Supreme. And I'll get into that in just a moment. Now, our product needs to be in a growing market. There's no point selling newspaper in a digital age, which I spoke about just before. So most of the time, this is generally straightforward, and resellers follow suit with trends. So big brands at the moment, like our Trap Stars, our Denim Tears, our Spider Hoodies, all that sort of stuff, especially in America and the UK. In Australia, it's a little different. We've sort of got a void in Australia where it's a bit difficult. So if a brand is declining in popularity, it's not a good idea to sell it. So if you were to sell Supreme box logos in 2016, I guarantee you would be a very rich man making lots of money through that. If you were to sell Supreme box logos in the year 2024, you, my friend, would be making very little money because no one wants to buy that shit anymore. It's dead. We have to keep up with the growing markets that are constantly changing in the reselling world, in the fashion world. So make sure you keep an eye on that and don't be selling dead stuff. So Oakley Sutra is a case study. So Oakley Sutras, I've talked about this a lot. I've sold this product a fair bit on eBay, and I want to go over why it was so successful for me because I was very surprised at why it was successful at first, but then I realized by comparing it to the criteria here why it was so successful. So the pain, so sunglasses, so the purpose of keeping sun out of our eyes, they're very much a functional rep. They're not so much a status rep, maybe the Oakley a little bit, but they're a combination of both really, but they're more of a function thing. These Oakley Sutras, I've not got a picture, but they're sort of like streamlined so they fit your head. So they're like high quality material, etc. And the unique design, so it's sort of got like the full lens across the thing, sort of like pit vipers. So that adds the wow factor and stand out. So we get it. That hasn't really got anything to do with pain point, but I guess you get the tick for pain for these top two. Now, it's purchasing power. So bicycles is considered quite a rich niche. So you've seen all these rich bikers riding around town. I'm sure you have. I remember when I go do jobs in like rich areas for the company I work for, I always see like people riding around on like those road bikes with like really skinny wheels and like got their glasses and their fucking helmet and shit. And I'm sure you've seen like how popular it is in like Europe and that like the Tour de France and stuff. Like they get millions of dollars for that shit. So bicycles are considered quite a rich niche, and bikes themselves can range from like 500 to over 10 grand for like just a bike. Like that's mental, boys. So there's definitely a lot of money in that niche. So we're targeting an upper brand, upper status of people. Easy to target. So eBay makes it easy to target all of Australia or the whole world essentially. So we get a tick for that. And growing market, I just got a little screenshot here. So cycling, including all forms of recreational and competitive bike riding, showed impressive growth potential with 400,000 adults considering taking up cycling each year and only 54,000 thinking about dropping out, as per the cycling report or some crap. I don't know how they get that data. But as you can see, we get ticks across all four things. And this generated me over 1,500 in sales, I would say, for this one product, which is excellent. Now, moving on. So what's next for you? Start researching your niche and start coming back to this criteria. So pain, purchasing power, easy to target, and growing market. I guarantee if you find a product which genuinely suits that criteria, it will do well. And if it doesn't, then I'm sorry, my friend, I've given you a bum steer. But it should do well. I'm sure just by looking at that, you can agree logically that it makes sense that we want to target people with the pain, people who got the purchasing power, people who got who are easy to target and a growing market. So it's four pretty generalized and sort of easy sort of criteria that we can base our niche off. So if we want to get into reselling big time and make big bucks from that, we need to follow that criteria in order to make the sales. Anyway, boys, happy researching. Thank you for watching the video, and once again, go join the Discord. Probably about 30 or 40 members in there now, even though it's still in the works. I'm still working on it by myself, chipping away slowly. I'm a busy man, boys, but it will be done soon. I can guarantee you that. Thank you for watching, my friend, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.